Welcome back. It is 1540, new decade, and last year we had Gabriel and Genevieve finally get married. Basil moved out. We are pregnant. We're starting a family. We're in good shape. So, for birthdays this year, also we need to keep in mind that Henry VIII is going to marry his next wife. And also, Rosamund, should she survive her role, is going to have to marry Absalom. So, Amos and Elizabeth can't get a 7, 14, or 19. Check and check. Rosamund can't get a 3 or an 18. She's fine. And Susanna has to get at least a 7. She did. Well, there you go. All survival roles for this year. So excited about the new decade. Let's just hop right in. Okay, one more thing. I always do this. So Story Girl had a great idea where um, since we're kind of thinking about how Henry, needs to be kept an eye on and how they're trying to change things for the next generation, that Prince Edward, could have like a um, magical or, occult tutor of sorts. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to move Hughie Gamal um, into the royal family household, and he is going to be the one who is kind of responsible for, um, getting the prince and maybe even the princesses, getting everyone kind of involved and getting them to, um, be more accepting of occults and all that stuff. So they're trying to make sure that this kind of thing doesn't happen again, even though Henry is butt-face. And I'm also thinking that the Gamal family is probably going to be like in charge in a way of um, all of this, because I feel like it would have been Thomas if he had survived, but he didn't. And honestly, the Strouds are like too extreme in that direction. So I feel like the Gamals, plus, obviously some of our kids are Gamal children. So I think that having this family kind of be in charge of, relationships between the occults and the regular Sims is a good way to do it. But I do want to say that since the Strouds and the Spells, since Absalom did kill Victor, I think that these two families would be like warring for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll for these two families. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Sims. And I'm going to roll for these two families, and as they continue to fight each other, if they're not going to fight like, you know, they're not going to fight in the war or anything, but they're going to fight each other because they're warring families because of the death of one of the sons. So anyway, a 9 and a 3 is what kills them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so no problems this year between these two families. They are definitely rival families now, though. And I guess while we're here, while I'm doing this, we might as well get Rosamund, not Newcrest, Rosamund into the Stroud family. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that should be fine. We'll get her in there because, unfortunately for her, Absalom did win the fight and win her hand. So she is going to have to marry him, even though she doesn't really like him. I wonder what color. Do we need a color for the vampires, for the Strouds? Maybe we should. I don't know. Maybe we don't need to. Arcan, Dubois, pink, blue, white, gray. I mean, gray is available. We used to use the color black for vampires as well, but since the Goths are black, maybe we should use gray for now. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of making stuff up as I go along. Okay, so here is Absalom. What do you mean I can't do this? I can't make her his wife? That's annoying. Is there like a gray color here for you, or do I have to wing it here. Gray. I guess I'll go to, well, actually, let me see if there's anything in the vampire pack that's gray. Yeah, we can go like this. I mean, it's kind of white, but it's fine. Just get a picture of him. We'll change his outfits. Then for Rosamund, she is so pretty. You don't deserve this, Rosamund. Okay, where is the outfit she's wearing currently? Here. I'm sure there's a gray swatch. If I can just find it. Is it this one? Or should it be like a dark gray? Well, his outfit's like a light. That's not gray, actually, now that I look at it. That's like light gray, right? Sometimes I look at these colors and I don't know like what color I'm looking at, if that makes sense. I guess I'll use the lighter one because it matches his outfit more. All right. I'm just going to change her outfit color. I did take a picture of her, right? You saw it, maybe. If I didn't, that's okay. All right. So I guess I'm going to have to go into... Why? Why can't I just get them married like that? I guess I'm going to have to go into this household and get them married, so... Whatever. Anyway, I think is that everything I wanted to say right now? I think it is. Okay, let's hop into the game for real. Alrighty, so we're going to start by getting them actually married because for some reason they don't want to do that with me. But we are going to do this. He's going to reject her proposal. We're going to try again. So we'll just do whatever here and get them all updated on the spreadsheet. So that'll be good. And then... we'll move on from that. Just get them pregnant and they're all set. She is pregnant. We're good. We're updating everything and we're all set. So that is that. And then we're going to head out and we're going to actually head into our main household. So that is the next thing we're going to do is go back to our main household. You're going to have to forgive me if I'm not talking well today because this is my first video back after I was away last week, and I feel like I have forgotten how to talk. But that's okay. So anyway, I'm just going to update their pictures and everything. They're doing well. They look, I mean, she looks great. He's okay. I mean, whatever. I feel like I feel bad for her. Maybe one day, her story doesn't have to be over yet. She can always potentially run away from him. So let's get these two flirt with each other. They're cute, but I do... Oh, okay, and we're having a baby. Okay, so Isolde just had a baby. It unfortunately did not survive. We'll get her pregnant again after that. It was a girl, I believe. So there we go on that. And then... Okay, good. So that's where we're at. And we are going to... get that baby in there. Unfortunately, it didn't survive, but she has plenty of baby tries. I'm not really worried about her at all. So that's good. And then we are going to come over here and knit. So she's going to continue her knitting adventure. So basically the thing is with her, she is just trying to live a good and normal life, right? Like she's trying to have a good time. She's trying to be a lady and just knit and have her babies and be a mother and be social and have fun and just like have a good life away from all of the toxicity that was her family, who are like vampire supremacists, right? So she is just trying to, live a good life. And so one of the things she is really into right now is knitting. She did just knit this sweater. So one of the parts of the aspiration is to show off your knitted sweater. So unfortunately, even though it's not really time period appropriate, we have to put her in it briefly. We'll have her talk to the butler and show off her knitted clothing, which is what she's doing right now. She also needs to make 10 excellent knitted items, successfully gift 3 knitted items, and achieve level 6 of the knitting skill. So she is on her way with that. We're going to try and gift some things. Unfortunately, most of the times that she's gifted something to someone, it has not been successful. She did get to level 6 here, though. So yeah, she hasn't really had a ton of successful gift giving opportunities. Nobody really likes her knitting, which is kind of sad. But, she's actually getting really good at it. She's already level 6. She is doing doing pretty well. See, she did not like the knitting, so that didn't work out for us. But yeah, she's doing really well. We're going to have the baby today. She's just having a good life, you know. She is just trying to have a normal life for a lady of this time period. And that's what is going on with her. Also, so Apollonia invited her to the Humor and Hijinks Festival, and at first I was like, no, we're not going to do that. And then I thought, you know what? It's not like the festival is that modern looking. It's got some food stalls. It's just got some stuff, but I think we can say that it's not that modern looking. I mean, it kind of is, but whatever. So, but since Apollonia invited her out and she is trying to actually make friends and be friends with her relatives and stuff, so she is going to accept the invitation. Tobias is here too. Like, there's plenty of people here just chit-chatting, her trying to, you know, have that good social connections and stuff. So I think her and Apollonia could definitely be very good friends, especially Apollonia is, you know, obviously lonely. Is she lonely? Yeah, her husband's dead, right? Yeah. She has one kid that's still alive out of 3, and her husband died. Anyway, so we're going into labor. I'm also having Gabriel practice singing because he does have a bit of singing skill and he needs to do something creative. So I'm like, you know what? That's going to be his one of his hobbies is singing. But yeah, so we're having our baby. I honestly haven't even looked at this point. Like, I never looked to see what gender the baby was going to be. Sometimes I do sneak a peek, but I didn't here. So we are having a girl for our first baby, and she survived. So that is so exciting. Our first baby survived. She's a girl. I mean, I am sure that Gabriel is going to be a doting father. He's going to be obsessed with his family. I know he will be. And I know that he also doesn't care that she's a girl and not a boy. He saw firsthand his father having, you know, those issues where, you know, his father struggled a lot to have him and have, you know, his brothers and everything. And so that caused a lot of drama in their family, and it caused a lot of resentment between the children, and just like all of this stuff that Gabriel grew up seeing, the toxicity of that, and he doesn't want to live like that. He is more than happy to have a daughter who is, you know, healthy and happy, and him and his wife are just living their best lives. So there is that. And then again, I keep having to replace the stupid mailbox in order to put things on Plopsy, which is really annoying. But what you gonna do? So there we go. We're going to sell that on Plopsy. I'm thinking more like she's probably just like selling items to donate to charity and all that stuff. You know, she's a lady. She's not going to be like trying to make money off of selling items like that. So that's her thing. So we're taking care of our baby, who is Katerina. So that is our daughter, Katerina. I don't know if I said that already, that was her name. But there she is. She's so cute. And we're going to get back to knitting. We're going to also start knitting onesies and stuff. So that is super cute. I'm excited about that. And we are going to just keep getting her working on this aspiration, a little bit of a grind on the aspiration. Meanwhile, Gabriel's doing his thing. He does need to talk to his child 10 times, but unfortunately it seems like that doesn't really work on babies. So on like newborns, so it doesn't seem that that works very well, but I will definitely take the opportunity to have Gabriel bond with his daughter and spend some time with her and really, you know, get a snuggle. So there's that. And then again, I'm going to try to give a gift and we'll see if it works. So there's that. And then we are going to just have Gabriel doing his things. And so, okay, so here's Merrick Gamal. And as I said before, the Gamal family is going to be, you know, the new kind of liaisons for the occults. And Merrick, even though he's not a spellcaster, is, you know, related to the family, and, you know, they all have a good relationship. So Merrick is actually our cousin, I think he might be our cousin. He's Cassandra's son, so he might be our first cousin once removed or something, but he's definitely related to us. And so since he is a relative of ours, him and Gabriel are going to, you know, have this conversation, and basically he's going to tell Gabriel, like, you know, we know Henry is plotting things. We do not want to have another war, and I know you don't either. So since you're a part of his court, we would really, you know, appreciate it if you could help us out in this manner. So this is how I'm kind of having the whole court spy aspect of Gabriel's life of his job kind of come up is that he is keeping an eye on Henry, making sure Henry doesn't do anything that could, affect the relationship between occults and between human Sims. So basically that kind of thing where Gabriel is going to be a spy. He's going to spy on Henry, and that can be a dangerous thing for him. It's not like it. Henry killed a lot of people during this age, so I think he's killing one of his wives like this year. So, or at least divorcing one of them. One of them might die next year. But yeah, so Gabriel has accepted to be a spy because he doesn't want there to be another war. He doesn't want, his wife or his children to have to grow up with that kind of fear, especially since his wife used to be a vampire. She's related to vampires. It could be dangerous for his family as well. And so he definitely is going to keep an eye on Henry. As we know, we're trying to make sure that Edward, the future king, is, is able to be a little more less like his father, I guess. But also, Gabriel is not going to tell Genevieve about this. And, he probably should. That's his wife. But he's not going to tell her because he knows, like, she is in her happy phase right now of her life. She is just knitting and having a good time and raising her children and all this stuff. And she just wants to live normal. And so being a spy on the king is not normal. So basically Gabriel is going to keep that to himself. He's not going to tell his wife that he has agreed to spy on the king. He is just going to, act like their lives are normal and that everything is normal and all that stuff. So that's what's going on there. And we're just going to have her continue her knitting stuff. We actually don't finish this part of the aspiration this year. It is actually kind of hard. This aspiration, the aspiration itself isn't hard, but even getting 10 excellent items, we're like level 9 of knitting by the end of this year. And we're struggling to get excellent quality items. So that is really interesting. But let's try again to give a gift. We'll give a gift to Thomas now. And we did it. So now we have all 3. We just need to make 9 more excellent quality things, which we are not going to be able to finish this year, but that's okay. We have these 2 trying again for a baby. We're woohooing. Of course, there's a 30% chance of getting pregnant. It doesn't really seem like she got pregnant the first couple of times, but I am convinced by the end of the year that she is pregnant because I can see the little baby symbol above her head. So I'm convinced that she is pregnant and that we'll see that she's pregnant next year. I don't know exactly when she'll give birth, but we'll see. And so I have Gabriel talking to his kid. Unfortunately, not all the interactions on the infants even work for, that situation. So he has to talk to the baby. But I love seeing him just really enamored with his daughter and so excited to be a father. He is really, he has the lasting legacy aspiration. So he is really looking forward to having, his child be, be happy and, have a good relationship with his, children. And he doesn't want to be like his father and have all of this complicated mess. And he wants his family to be happy and all love each other and all of that stuff. So that is what's going on there. Oh, I did forget a little bit about the religion stuff. I don't know. I haven't really been playing with rambunctious religions this year, but I will try to remember that for next time because I forgot. Also, I was wrong about, it's not the cult of the cow plant. It's like the something of the occult is the one that we had chosen for him. So there's that. But anyway, it is now All Hallows Eve or day or whatever. And we are going to just have a grand meal. We're going to invite everybody over, including the king and the royal family. So they are all chatting. Maybe Gabriel and Henry are chatting a bit about, sons and daughters. Like he's very happy now that he has a son, even though he keeps divorcing his wives. But, he is going to chat with Gabriel and be like, oh, I heard you had a daughter. And Gabriel's like, yeah, she's great. So Gabriel is very happy about his daughter, but Henry is kind of like, oh, well, at least she'll be useful for marrying off to a good position or whatever. And Gabriel's like, yeah, okay. But yes, so he already wants to have another kid too. That's one of his whims. So anyway, they're just all chatting and having a good time. Gabriel again is kind of keeping an eye on Henry. Maybe he's asking Henry like what he thinks about having Hughie Gamal as a tutor for the prince. And of course, Henry is against it. He's like, he wants to keep the occults out of his house, but he can't, and he is definitely not going to stand for it. So Gabriel's keeping a close eye on him there. So that's what's going on. We're back to knitting, of course. So she is going to do that, and we're going to take care of the baby. Honestly, it's kind of hard to take care of our own baby when we have a butler in the house, because the butler keeps going over to the baby and like getting in the way and stuff, and it's like, lady, move. So we are going to just do our knitting, hang out with our baby. We're going to try and get the aspiration done. She's having good luck with sweaters, so I'm having her continuing to knit sweaters. We're leveling up. We're doing great. He's doing his sing-songs, and then we're going to probably go out and get going on the birthdays for this year. Again, I'm going to have them woohoo one last time before I head out. So there's that. And yeah, you can see right here, like, see, she gets a little like, I feel like she's pregnant. I feel like see, she has the diaper over her head. So I feel like she's pregnant. And then we'll go out and we'll do our birthdays and stuff. So, what we have this year, again, we lost the baby girl Heredia, who was born, and then we had our Katarina Larkin be born. So there's that. And then we have Amos Light becoming a toddler, Elizabeth Crookshank becoming a toddler, Rosamund Larkin we saw is a young adult, and then Esther and Edom Knight actually are finally passing away of old age. I don't know if you guys remember them from back when. I don't even think I still have their Sims in my game, but I am going to mark them on the family tree that they have passed away because they're not here anymore. So there is that. And yes, so now we've added Absalom to our family. Of course, we don't have to roll for him because he's a vampire. And that's where we're going to wrap up. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. I am having a lot of fun. I'm excited to start a new decade. I'm excited that we're starting to have children and this next generation is really getting going. So this is really great. And I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.